Of achieving a Lagos smart city is on as the administration of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu continues to enforce environmental regulations as well as provide incentives for property owners and developers. Some of these incentives include a 40% rebate on planning permits payments and a 90-day amnesty for owners and developers to regularize their properties. Welcome to Inside Lagos. I'm Adedoja. Salam Adeniyi.
Ẹni tí ò dé kó ìrìn ẹkù kan. Àwa ni center of excellence. Ẹni ò dé kó ìrìn ẹkù kan. Àwa ni center of excellence. Mo ní pé bó o bá dé kó ìrìn ẹkù kan. Àwa ni center of excellence. Àwọn òyìnbó débẹ̀ wọ́n rí tá a jẹ́ ṣe. Àwa ni center of excellence. Haúsá débẹ̀ wọ́n rí tá a jẹ́ ṣe. Àwa ni center of excellence. Àwọn Ìgbò débẹ̀ wọ́n rí tá a jẹ́ ṣe. Àwa ni center of excellence. Gbogbo Yorùbá débẹ̀ wọ́n rí tí wọ́n mú lọ. Àwa ni center of excellence. Ẹni òde kó ìrìn ẹkù kan. Èkó ò ní bàjẹ́ lórí àwa. Àwa ni center of excellence. Ọ̀pọ̀ ò bá dé kó ìrìn ẹkù.
The Lagos State government says the agriculture sector contributed 7 trillion naira to the state gross domestic product (GDP), noting that about 10,000 cows are slaughtered daily in the state. The State Commissioner for Agriculture, Abisola Olusonya, disclosed this during a ministerial press briefing to mark the first year of the second term in the office of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Have a listen. The mission of the Lagos State Ministry of Agriculture is to promote sustainable food production in a healthy environment through efficient service delivery.
Here to just give you a quick breakdown of what we have done 12 months.
Abisola Olusonya is at the press center in Alausa, Ikeja to brief journalists on the scorecard of the ministry in the past 1 year. In Nigeria, agriculture contributes 25% to the gross domestic products (GDP). But in Lagos, the commissioner says agriculture encompasses a lot.
You would not consider agric just as a production sector. Agric encompasses everything up to food trade. Annually, food transactions in Lagos annually is up to 7 trillion naira. So when you consider that, and then you consider the economy and size of Lagos, I think in the last couple of days, it was shown that the economy of Lagos is about 41 trillion. So imagine 7 trillion out of 41 trillion. That is what the food sector contributes to the GDP of Lagos. So let our kids know, let the youth know that this sector is one that there is potential, there's opportunity. Yes, the framework may not be too well in a way that it's encouraging enough, but we will not stop and we will not relent in trying to make things better.
The state government also revealed that it is collaborating with other states to ensure that the 200,000 tons of paddy required at the Imota rice mill are met.
A lot of support is being given to rice farmers in Lagos and even outside of Lagos to some degree. Obviously, we are the largest in terms of consumption of any type of food, rice not excluded. So it puts Lagos in a position where it continuously has to give support. Regardless of whether it's doing a lot in terms of the production of the food or not, support is still being given to value chain actors even outside of the state. And then, so you see the development of the rice value chain and the continuous action around ensuring that we can continue to produce. We have done quite a number of partnerships and collaborations within the last 1 year. Of note is the Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange collaboration with the Lagos State government, particularly under the Lagos Rice Mill Imota. So the partnership is such that it gives Lagos the room to be able to do so much around the rice mill and for the private sector to also support. Also the collaboration with the Niger State government for the Produce for Lagos initiative and also even for the Lagos Rice Mill Imota.
We are sending a hand of fellowship to all the Southwest states, Ekiti particularly, and all the other Southwest states, so that the aim and the objective, going by the roadmap we have, is that Lagos State will give us at least 20% of what we need, Southwest will give us 40 to 50% of what they need of the paddy, and the rest can come from the rest of the country. Because of the size of our mill, there is no one area that can give us all. but we're partnering with the private sector, with the state government, as well as individual farmers for us to be able to meet that need. And that is a continuous activity we're doing so that we can have a sustainable supply of paddy. Once we have paddy in its form and its size, because we have the storage facility to do that, then we know that production of rice across the 12 months of the year will be sustained.
She explained that the state government will inaugurate 50 meat vans at Okoba Abattoir as part of measures to control and preserve meat.
Legally, in Lagos, at least a minimum of 10,000 heads of cattle is what is slaughtered daily. So that would give you an indication as to how many heads of cattle come into the state daily. If 10,000 is what is slaughtered, and this includes what is slaughtered at the barracks as well, barracks do have markets as well, then it tells you that obviously you must have enough replenishment to slaughter that quantity daily. The administration of Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, as usual, is proactive in ensuring that it sets up its own Butchers Academy, which is an academy to help to train butchers, but not just butchers alone. It's also an academy to attract the young into the space where they can imbibe these better practices and sell meat in better and hygienic ways. We are launching the last mile meat stores, and the reason around this is these butchers that will be trained, some of them are going to be empowered to actually utilize these meat stores, and not just to utilize the meat stores, but to utilize it as a way of employment and also as a way of employability for now and for the future, and for a rotation around it. Eco Meat Van is actually a public-private sector partnership between the Lagos State Ministry and the Butchers Association. That is why you have the Eco Meat Van. The Eco Meat Van also is an initiative where loans were taken by these butchers as well from the banks to ensure that they are able to put these vehicles on the road. A lot of training had gone in to ensure that butchers adhere, those in the meat sector adhere. Next week, in collaboration with the private sector partner, they will be launching the utilization of new vans, over 50 of them, at the abattoir in Okoba, Agege. So these are some of the things that we have actually been pushing and advocating for private sector to work with us to ensure that these things are available and that we can push for better enforcement. So you'll see more of these new vans on the roads, and we should see a massive reduction in the legalities around the transportation of carcass.
Agriculture is a key component of the Things Plus development agenda of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu to make Lagos State a 21st century economy. Next to brief journalists is the State Commissioner for Waterfront Infrastructure Development.
Waterfront Infrastructure Development.
Yakub Ekundayo Alebioshu took his seat to give the scorecard of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's 1 year in office upon his re-election for a second term in office. Mr. Alebioshu said in a bid to improve water transportation and safety on its waterways, the Lagos State government awarded the construction of 13 new jetties and terminals across the state.
To complement existing jetties and create more avenues for waterfront water transportation, construction of 13 new jetties are currently ongoing, while some are at advanced stages of completion. This is in addition to the 7 jetties and terminals commissioned and handed over to LASWA for management as at last year. To enhance water transportation and complement the existing ferry routes, the ministry during the period under review embarked on the channelization of 6.8 kilometers from Ikorodu to Mende. The channel was identified by LASWA in conjunction with Lag Ferry during the period under review. We have the completion of jetty terminal at Ilado Waterfront, Amuwo Odofin, at 100% completion. We have the construction of jetty with waiting shelter and shoreline protection at Takwa Bay, which currently stands at 93% completion stage. Construction of concrete jetty at Agboi K2 currently stands at 93%. Completion of jetty terminal at Akpa Waterfront, Badagry stands currently, as we speak, at 92%. We also have construction of jetties at Ekpe and the Bute Lekki Free Trade Zone, with channelization of ferry routes from Ekpe to Ebute Lekki. We have Ekpe Jetty Terminal, Ebute Lekki Jetty Terminal, Ekpe Ebute Lekki channelization, each standing at 90%, and 100% as regards the channelization.
The reclamation and development of 150 hectares at Majidun Awori Ikorodu has also kicked off.
In line with the fourth pillar of the themes agenda of the administration of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the ministry strives to ensure the balance between economic development and preservation of waterfront shoreline from erosion, and prevent adverse changes to the ecological system by regulating and monitoring dredging and reclamation works in private and public schemes. Land concession agreements are executed regularly between Lagos State and proponents, some of which is the land concession agreement, which was executed between Lagos State and South Energies Nigeria Limited in 2006 to provide a permanent solution to the Lagos State Barbage shoreline erosion in Victoria Island under public-private partnership arrangement. The development of Eco Atlantic City project was incorporated into this agreement, which is the reclamation and provision of infrastructure on approximately 843.999 hectares of land, and the construction of 8.5-kilometer defense wall, which is known as the Great Wall of Lagos, at approximately 8.5 meters above sea level. We have reclamation and development of 150 hectares at Majidun Awori in Ikorodu for commercial and real estate development. Reclamation is at about 15% stage as we speak.
In his address, the chairman of the State House of Assembly Committee on Waterfront Infrastructure Development, Gbolahan Oyeshao, talked about how critical the ministry is to the Sanwo-Olu administration.
25% of Lagos State is water. So you can imagine what length of coast, both about in the Atlantic Ocean, the Lagos Lagoon, Badagry Creek, Yewa River, Oruge Lagoon, all the way to Omu River. It's huge. And there's a lot of development that is required in those places, and oversight, as the case may be. And it's also mentioned it has to do with security, infrastructure, roads, even businesses, tourism. You have also residents from reclamation and all whatnot. So it's a very critical ministry.
Since its creation in 2007, the Ministry of Waterfront Infrastructure Development has been assigned the responsibility of rapid development and protection of the state waterfronts. The idea is to create a better and balanced environment for economic development and preservation of the ecosystem that will boost the use of the waterfronts for recreation, tourism, commerce, and housing.
If you reach Lagos, better life for Lagos, better hope for Lagos, so better day for Lagos, yeah. Reach Lagos, better life for Lagos. Better hope for Lagos, better day for Lagos, yeah. Better Lagos, oh you, you want the sweet Lagos, oh you, you want the better Lagos, oh you, you want the sweet Lagos, oh you, yeah. It's all you, lovely, it's all you.
The government has announced a 40% rebate on planning permit payments for residents of the state. The Commissioner for Physical Planning and Urban Development, Olayinka Olumide, said this to encourage property owners to do the right thing and pass all official procedures. We were there. Oluyinka Olumide said the governor has granted a 90-day amnesty to owners and developers of existing property to regularize them and help in promoting sustainable physical environment in Lagos. He explained that the initiative would allow owners and developers of existing buildings to obtain planning permits without the payment of statutory panel fees within the amnesty window.
From 2nd of May to 30th of July 2024, with a 5% discount applicable to payments completed within the 10 working days of issuance of such bill. The amnesty window is a relief measure to cushion the effects of the current economic hardship experienced in the built environment. Applicants are expected to submit all relevant documents for assessment through various LASPA office and the head office. The office, through the Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority, within the period, granted a total of 5,961 planning permits, out of which 8,042 applications representing about 74.1% were granted. We hope to enhance planning permits application and fast-track approval process through many initiatives that we have introduced.
The commissioner said Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu-led administration is not leaving any stone unturned in bequeathing a Lagos smart city that is premised on a sustainable and functional physical environment achievable by compliance with regulations.
I am pleased to report that we have consolidated on the achievements recorded in the first 4 years of this administration by building on it with more innovations in approach and strategy. The highlight of the year under a report is characterized by progressive focus on physical development plans, access to planning permits and other services, as well as public enlightenment and alliance building through stakeholder engagement.
Planning information before the end of this quarter that we're in is going to be fully automated. From the comfort of your home, from anywhere in the world, you can obtain planning information from us. You do not need to visit our office in Alausa or write us a letter. You can apply online and you get your planning information online, with which you can now do your drawings, which you can submit in the Office of Physical Planning, particularly the LASPA office, for your planning permission. Under LASPIC, we are automating all building approvals. It means that before you go and rent a house, before you go and buy a property, you can go to LASPIC portal and check whether that property has a building approval.
He stated that the administration will not compromise the safety of individuals in the state. The three-day private visit of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and Meghan, to Nigeria has brought them to Lagos. They visited Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu at the Lagos House Marina and had a meeting with him. We were there. The visit to Lagos started from the airport where the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and Meghan, were treated to cultural display. Later, they moved to the island, accompanied by the Chief of Defence Staff, General Christopher Gwabin Musa. They were received by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and other top government officials at the Lagos House Marina. They held their discussions behind a closed door. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex are in Nigeria to promote the Invictus Games to encourage wounded soldiers and their families, as well as promote mental health. 15 minutes after, Governor Sanwo-Olu briefed the media about the significance of the royal visit to Lagos.
We're indeed happy for what they are doing, especially for our military men, conversations around mental illness, and how they can galvanize their various NGOs at ensuring that people that require those supports, both in military and in private, can seek those support. And the conversation around mental health issues, is also something that we all live around. And, the denial, the stigmatization is out of our, out of one of the things that we've talked about. And more importantly, the Invictus game that Prince Harry is known for. At what point can we have it in Nigeria?
Lagos, being the commercial nerve center of Nigeria, is important for the royals to visit. Queen Elizabeth II visited Nigeria and Lagos in particular in 1956 and 2003. King Charles III visited in 1990, 1999, 2006 and 2018 when he was the Prince of Wales. Now, Prince Harry and Meghan are the latest members of the British royal family to visit Nigeria and Lagos State in particular. The Invictus Games was founded by Prince Harry in 2014 as an international multi-sport event for wounded, injured and sick servicemen and women, both serving and veterans, on what to achieve post-injury. The prince's visit might be brief, but the memory on soldiers wounded in battle will remain indelible on their minds for years to come. With improved facilities and sustainable environment, Lagos will continue to maintain its position as Nigeria's socio-economic hub and attract more visitors like the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. That's it on Inside Lagos for this week. Many thanks for being a part of it. I'm Adedoja. Salam Adeni.